Hey sis, yes, we are gonna have a girl talk today. Yes, I decided to do something a little different because I just want to share with you so much is going on. Literally, when I was younger, I never would have thought that I would have had my heart broken numerous times, and it does not feel good. And a lot of people don't know how to get out of it because when you're in it, you feel like you can't get out of it. But let me tell you, if you made it out, that means that you need to go set other captives free, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to give you 5 tips to get over a broken heart. Now, this is a disclaimer. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist. If you need help, then I will leave the number below for you to call. If you need someone to speak to, whether it be me, whether it be a hotline, if you feel like you want to harm yourself, I'm going to leave the numbers below so that way you can contact them, contact the right people, and speak to the right person because we want you here. We need you, sis. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first tip to getting over a broken heart is just acknowledging what's going on with you. Did you get your heart broken? Did you just go through a breakup? Did it just happen? Did you find something? Did someone, whatever it is, whatever broke your heart, acknowledge it, admit it, and actually accept it. What I mean accept it, I'm not saying accept that your boyfriend cheated on you, accept that something, no, accept the reality, because when you accept it, then you can do something about it. If you're in denial, and there are many ways you can be in denial. I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not no psychologist, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're called. That's not what I'm saying. But we are talking about you. We're talking about your mind. And by the way, this is actually going to be a series on my ministry YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to leave the channel below. I haven't started it yet. I'm trying to go ahead and get everything aligned, but I'll be launching it soon. So if you want to tag along so we can dive deeper into the healing process, go ahead and follow and subscribe to that channel, and you're going to learn more, and you're going to be so different. You're going to be so different, sis. So back to what I was saying, admitting it is just saying, I know this is going on. Like, I was going through a heartbreak and I was trying to hold it in. I was trying to act normal. People around me knew that something was wrong with me, but it's different when you say, that you admit it. It's different when you say, hey, I'm going through this, and they already know, but it's different because you're telling them like they don't know, but they know, but it's different when it comes out. It's like you're confessing it and you're releasing it. And then that leads us to the next step. Well, not the next step, but the next tip. So just like I was saying, admitting it puts you in the reality of, hey, this is what's going on, so I can get help. And people around you may already know what's going on. You're acting different, you're moving slower, you're not smiling as much, but it's different when it's coming from you saying, hey sis, hey mom, hey dad, hey family, hey pastor, I need help. It comes different from you because this is your situation. This is what you have to overcome. You have your surroundings, but you have to admit it, acknowledge it. It hurts. It sucks. I know it hurts, and it's not okay for people to treat you a certain way, for people to violate you. But things happen, and there's a purpose to everything. So I know I called this tips, but we're going to call it steps because it actually is steps. So the next step is to just know. I just want to let you know your heart is not actually broken. It's actually your soul. Your soul records the feelings, the traumatic events, the locations. And so something could have happened to you when you were younger. You could have been violated. The same situation could have happened. And what happens is, especially when the triggers start, when you start noticing, like say you're dating a guy, and you notice a red flag from a guy in the past, that's that location, that's your soul recorded that location, that traumatic event in the location. So now you're like, uh-oh, the insecurities start popping up, and it may be true. Women has some deep intuition, but all of that starts coming up to the forefront and stuff like that, and the situation happens, but your heart is actually not broken. It's your soul, it's your feelings. And then that leads us to the next step. After you admit it, and now that you know that your soul is broken, it's not your mind, it's not your heart, it's just that traumatic event that's come up that causes feelings. Our soul is what causes us to feel. It can be a good thing, it can be a devastating thing, it can be a bad thing. But after you admit it, now you can renounce it. Now that you have, the thing is, knowledge is power. and I'm unlocking some knowledge in you. Now that you know it's not your heart, it's your soul, you renounce it because things attach to your soul. Like I said, follow my ministry channel so you understand exactly what I'm talking about, what I mean by that. But we're just gonna move forward here. Start renouncing. I'm not ugly. I'm not insecure. I'm good enough. Start, renouncing. I'm not terrible. I'm not like whatever the situation made you feel, because things can make you feel that way and not even be said. But start renouncing. Start like physically, like take your hands like this and start saying, I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not this. I'm not that. Like everything, I'm not a victim. I'm not a blah, blah, blah. I should have done these steps. I should have added this in a step before, but we're just going to keep it moving because these steps can go in any order depending on your capacity, but we're going to keep it this way. So the next step is to write it down. Write the situation down and what happened. And you can actually do the last step and this step together because you're realizing. So once you realize, like you admit it, and then it's your soul, then your soul captured that location. As you capture the location, you can write it down like, this is what happened between me and such. This is what happened. Now listen, when you write it down, disclaimer, don't share with anybody if you don't feel comfortable. This is for you. When you write things down, it's just something powerful about writing it down, and it just, being released because you're releasing it somewhere. So when you write it down, and then you can start renouncing, and you can do it before or as you're doing it, as you're writing it out. You might see some tears on the paper. That's fine, but just get it out of you. Okay, so the next step is to do the affirmations. The affirmations is speaking positively over yourself. Speak the opposite of what you felt, what your soul felt. So let's say someone hurt your feelings and you were in an argument, your heart got broken. They called you lazy, they called you lousy, they called you ugly, they called you not good enough. You reverse the situation by saying, I am good enough, I am not lousy, I'm diligent, I'm this, I'm that, I'm beautiful, I'm the most prettiest thing on the earth, I'm God's favorite, blah, 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 this, that. Speak the positive part. Once you do that, it's going to get you all built up and confident to do the next step. The next step is very, very important, but it comes with caution. So I'll break it down. Okay, so this part is important because now that you feel and you're empowered, you're going to write a letter to the person that either violated you, that hurt you, that caused that traumatic event, that was with you in that traumatic event. Listen, it can be more than one person in your life. You just write the letters out to them, but listen, pump your brakes before you start. When I say write a letter, this is a spiritual thing. Like I said, go and subscribe to my ministry channel. You understand what I'm talking about later. If you're, but you'll get it. You can still do the same principle and it'll work for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to write a letter to the person that violated you, hurt you, the people, whatever. You're going to write it to them in your journal. You can, but I'm not recommending it right now. But you can, this is the first step. We're going to go deeper in the series. Write the letter to the person. Once you finish, write how you feel. Like, write it like strong. Whatever you're feeling, write it. And then once you write it, and you're going to see some tears shedding and blah, blah, blah. You're going to literally like read it out loud to the wall. If you have a friend that's going to listen, that's cool. But if you don't want to feel violated, you don't feel comfortable, you can sit in your car and just read the letter of what you wrote out and pretend that person is there, because the person may not even exist anymore. You may not be able to get in contact. But listen, I'm not saying reach out. That's not what I'm saying. We're doing an exercise that will help you, because you can still do it and you can still be released from the situation. And sometimes you have to do it over and over again, because forgiveness is a continual walk and it's a choice. Forgiveness is not a feeling. So sometimes you may have to rewrite the letter or pull it out. But the reason why I say rewrite is because it will release more and more and more. And we're going to do something with the letter after you read it. So you're going to read the letter and then you're going to walk through, say, you did this to me, blah, blah, blah. But at first I felt this way, but now I know that I'm empowered. I know that I'm this. I just want to let you know, you didn't make me a victim. You didn't take anything from me. This day, I will no longer let you control this situation. I will no longer let you control me. I forgive you, and say what you need to say. After that, you tear the paper up, like rip it into little pieces, and you can flush it down the toilet. You can flush it in the trash, you know, whatever you want to do, and it's released. Sometimes you'll find yourself doing it over and over again, but like I said, forgiveness is a continual walk. Like everything is continual. The affirmations continue to speak it. You're renewing your mind because your mind was programmed when that traumatic event happened in that location. So with that being said, that's why I want you to keep this confidently to yourself unless you feel comfortable with reading it to someone. And we are going to go to the last step. So the last step is actually another action. The last step, this step is to just let you know that you are liberated, you are free. Jesus already made you free, but literally within this situation, you're free. You're set free and you're made free. Don't just be set free. Don't just know that you did this and you're set free. Be free. That means in your mind. That's why you have to do the continual affirmations, so that way you can continue to grow and be a better person and overcome. And that's how your healing will begin. If you just sit there in a puddle of mopiness, nothing. People say it takes time. The time part goes for just the continual walk. But if you just like sit there in your bed and think you're gonna get up one day, it doesn't work for everybody. That's why people end up going to extreme measures. So because there's also a difference between being set free and being made free. When a bird is set free or an animal is set free, sometimes they come back. They're set free, but they come back. Someone that's made free, like they go off and they don't look back. They don't look back. Of course, you have the memory of things that happened, but they don't look back. They don't take it out your spirit. If things start coming to you, like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. This person broke my heart. They did that. I caught them. As soon as you see it in your mind, literally do this and then throw it. Just want to recap. So, and I'll list it down to. The first thing is you want to acknowledge and accept the situation, because if you're in denial, it's gonna block it. Your heart is broken. He did this to you. It was not fair. It was not okay. You're embarrassed. You look silly, but that's gonna change by the time you get to the last step. Your heart is not broken. It's your soul that captures the feelings, the traumatic events, and the memories. And after you admit it, you want to start writing down those things and renouncing everything that was told, everything that the thoughts that came to you, because sometimes you're not even told it. It's just a feeling that comes to you. You're not good. Why is she prettier than me? What does she have? And renounce it. Pull it off you. And then start speaking affirmations of yourself to build you up, to empower you, to strengthen you. Then we're going to write a letter to the person, even if they don't even exist anymore, even if you don't talk to them. This letter is for you. This is not to send to them. So please don't cut this message off or cut it in half, whatever. Don't send it to them, because it's going to create a big old tear, and don't do it. And the last thing is just be free. You're set free after you get to the last step, but be free, stay free. If a thought comes up, physically pull it. People gonna be like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? Don't worry about them. Pull it off. And when you pull it off, say something positive to yourself. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm so serious. Like, you don't know me, that's fine. But listen, I went through a lot of things. We all go through a lot of things, and I'm sharing with you what helped me. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe medication. I prescribe Jesus. But I can't tell you what to do. I can only give this as a recommendation, because I care about the people. And if you want to go into a deeper dive of this, Okay, I gotta be real quick. My camera just died on my other phone. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Love you guys. Bye.